Bulletcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bulletcast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcast.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone messiah, Phillip Brandon, joined by the Canadian destroyer, BT Brandon Tanguma. What's going on, man?
What's up, everyone? We're here, penultimate episode before WrestleMania.
Yes, episode 479, present day Pipebomb. We are here next week, 480. What a great way to be sent off as we go back to the showcase of the Immortals, the grandest stage of them all, the spectacle of spectacles.
Yeah, people complaining, saying it's a terrible build, one of the worst WrestleMania builds of all time. But I remember 11 years ago, I was also going to WrestleMania 31. People were saying the exact same thing. Show sucks. Terrible build. Doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. But I remember walking out of the show amazed. Now, can they pull a rabbit out of their hat? Probably not.
Bro, WrestleMania.
That's what I just keep telling myself.
Hey, you know what's the WrestleMania where wrestling fans think is the greatest ever?
I mean, it's probably 17.
Yeah, that build was shit too. Calm your asses. Shut up. All that Rock Austin stuff. Rock won the title like a month before. Yeah, shut up. Be quiet. I want to hear it. Alberto Del Rio's been arrested on domestic violence charges again.
And in other news, water is wet.
Bro, what is this dude doing, bro?
Yeah, his wife, apparently has another wife, called the Mexican police, and he was arrested, booked on charges. Yeah, I mean, not a good guy. I get it, maybe a talented wrestler, was over in AAA. WWE rightfully felt as though he wasn't fit to be on their television and pushed at a high level, and then that kind of tanked Vikingo's stock because the crowd kind of wanted Del Rio over Vikingo, but WWE picked Vikingo over him. But whatever, I mean, I get it. Mexico is a little bit of a different culture in terms of like what the crowds are willing to ignore and stuff, but yeah. Del Rio, if you haven't known, he has a long history of this stuff, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he does. WrestleMania cards have been announced. Brandon, will you read night 1 while I read night 2?
I mean, I had to pull up night 1 just full stop because that's just, but I remember first hour live on ESPN2. You're getting the Celebrity 6-man tag featuring IShow Speed and Logan Paul. And then we also had the unsanctioned match.
I have it here. Do you want me to just read it?
Well, I got it. I can figure it out.
Oh.
I can figure it out eventually. Oh, look, I have the Wikipedia right here. Look at that. We just got to scroll down a little bit, and look at that. Yeah, so like I said, the 6-man tag and Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre will be the first two, which will be the free, quote unquote, free portion on ESPN. And then we got 2 women's matches. We got Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, AJ Lee, and Becky Lynch. Or actually 3 women's matches if you count the tag match with all of the teams involved in that. And then Seth Rollins and Gunther. And then Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton with Pat McAfee, which if you see in the updated poster, Pat McAfee is just as big as Randy Orton.
Well, if you were to build a sports entertainer from the ground up,
it'd be Pat McAfee.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania Sunday, the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta defends against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. These qualifying matches are happening on a main event, by the way, if nobody knew that. Obafemi versus Gunther, and then so those are the 2
or
matches.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's what I said. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Definitely didn't say Gunther.
No, I did not. Jeez, I said Gunther. I'm sorry, guys. But Obafemi versus Gunther. I mean, we're just looking ahead.
Yeah, we're looking for like 20 years from now when Obafemi's going to retire and Gunther's going to take him down.
Absolutely. So, like I said, IC title ladder match, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Those first two matches will be featured on ESPN for the first hour. United States title match, you have Sami Zayn defending against Trick Williams. Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. The Demon should have just been a surprise, but that's neither here nor there. Actually, it's all the way here. What the hell? Just they just should have announced Finn Balor versus Dominic. Dominic's in the ring, and then just that's all you had to do, man.
I don't know why they couldn't just make it, CM Punk and AEW. Just everyone knows it's going to happen. We're telling you it's going to happen, but just don't put it on the graphic.
Yeah. The WWE Women's Championship, Jade Cargill defends against Rhea Ripley. And then, of course, it is for the World Heavyweight Championship. The best in the world, CM Punk, goes up against the OTC, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And this match got all the spark. If people thought the spark was gone, the spark came right back after the things that Mr. Punk said on Monday Night Raw. Thoughts on the placement of each day's cards?
Kind of interesting because I think in past when we've seen these two night WrestleManias, they kind of almost load up night one with kind of maybe the better card, but then night two you get obviously the biggest match, and maybe
So
like
it just
you get like the maybe the first and the third biggest match on night two, but then kind of everything else is on night one. But this one I might be a little biased because I am going to night two. I feel like night two is almost by far a better card. Like obviously Punk and Roman's the big match out of everything, but then Oba and Brock I would argue is the second biggest match on this card on the show,
yeah.
and you're getting
Yeah.
both of those. So, um, yeah, I mean, if you go to night one, I don't really know what you. I mean, Cody and Randy is, it'll be the main event, but I just don't know. Nothing really touches those other two matches on, and everything else up and down the card. The Spot Fest IC ladder match is going to be fun. Rhea and Jade,
Bro, the women's tag
interesting.
title match, bro. What are you talking about? The Bella Twins are going to win and fulfill a damn near 20-year odyssey. We always wanted to see the Bella Twins as tag champs, and we're going to get it.
Can't wait. I mean, full circle moment. I was there 31, them versus almost said Soraya, but Paige and AJ, and then look now they're back.
AJ
No,
Styles, he was in
AJ,
WWE.
sorry, AJ Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was about to say AJ Kirsch. All the AJs out there. All right. Inside the ring, Lola Vice wins the NXT Women's Championship. Congratulations to her, well deserved. And Tony D'Angelo has finally captured the NXT Championship. The reign of Hendry is no more.
Yeah, Stand and Deliver NXT from St. Louis. I peeped it a little bit. Actually watched some NXT this weekend.
As you should.
It was a solid show from NXT. Lola, I'm not locked in, so I can't tell exactly like storyline wise, but Lola, she's been in NXT forever. Good for her. Tony D'Angelo coming back. He's kind of dropped the mobster gimmick, and he's kind of more of just a straightforward wrestler. And I I'm intrigued to see what they can do with it. I'm not saying he's going to be, on that same path as an Obafemi, Trick Williams, and all those other people, but I think there is something there with Tony D'Angelo, and you kind of strip away the over the top gimmick. Maybe he can be something.
Yeah,
And
I saw somebody on Twitter. They said with what he's done with his hair and his beard, he kind of looks like Bruiser Brody. I was like, they did a side by side. I see it a little bit.
I mean, any white guy with kind of frizzy hair and a beard, I guess you could say is Bruiser Brody.
No. I mean, Daniel Bryan didn't look like Bruiser Brody.
I mean, he even had the boots. He was going for it.
Nah, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Callum Newman is the youngest IWGP heavyweight champion in history at 23 years of age. I haven't been tapped into New Japan. I'll be real with you. I didn't know they brought back the version 4 IWGP title. The one that Okada made famous, the one that AJ Styles held. The one that Brock had the one before that. But hell yeah, man, that title just there's always that that favorite version of a championship, and that's the one, man. He instantly just looked like a champion. So yeah, congrats to this guy, man. I'm excited to watch this kid stuff.
Yeah, defeated Yota Tsuji at Sakura Genesis this past weekend. Tsuji was the one that brought the title back just because he was talking about how kind of New Japan is in a funk. It was, kind of like a work shoot type thing where he didn't like the IC the whatever it was, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, where that title was formed from the IC title, and then now he reverted back and brought the old school one back, and then Callum Newman beat him clean, like no real shenanigans. People maybe thought, or I guess there was like a low blow and stuff, so there was a little bit of shenanigans, but no House of Torture BS like we've been seeing. And he won. Interesting decision. As you said, youngest world champion, IWGP world champion. I don't know if he's younger than Randy Orton when he won the WWE Championship, but that's semantics. But we'll have to wait and see. It's an interesting thought for New Japan to go with this young international, gaijin wrestler instead of keeping it in house with the Japanese guys. They do need new talent. He is a new talent. I kind of feel as though he's like a young Jay White, because if you look at Jay White when he came back from Excursion, he looked like a baby face in the actual real term. He just didn't like grow. He was almost kind of like too young to be in the spot, and then he kind of grew into the switchblade grizzled persona that we see today. And Callum Newman kind of has that same baby face, I think. And maybe as he gets older and he kind of grows into being the main event top guy, he can kind of form his own, main event level character. Because it might be a little early right now, but I think there's definitely some promise for him to grow into something.
Absolutely. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw happened. We think it is the arrival shot of CM Punk, the heavyweight champion of the world, but no, it is the arrival shot, the arrival straight to the ring. The music hits, Punk gets in the ring, crisscross applesauce. Well, here we go. Punk, a lot was said in this promo, man. I mean, he talked about, you know, Houston being a wrestling town and like him being the kind of the grizzled old vet now, and he thinks back to like what would guys like Harley Race do in my situation. Then he leaves the ring, goes to the announce table, and he gets on top of it, and and he starts talking about the tribal chief. Now, before we get into what was said, what were your thoughts on the? We're gonna break it down piece by piece. The Roman aspect of the promo. What were your thoughts?
It was more of the same from what we've seen from this feud of the guys going after each other, kind of tearing each other down with real barbs. It's kind of this new age of wrestling where maybe the old school way is kind of build your opponent up, especially if you're gonna beat them because you don't want to beat a nobody. But that's just kind of how wrestling is these days. And I mean, they were good jabs. We had a Vince McMahon reference or allusion to
Yes,
once again
yes.
another one, which is like the fourth one in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, so what you call it? Punk said, I paid my dues, I earned everything I got. He said, you want to know why Roman gets to go on Jimmy Fallon? Because he's safe and he's fake and he's plastic. Uh Says he walks out here puffing his chest like his cousin Dwayne. He says, I don't have a family member on the board and etc. Talked about how he's the wild card, how he's unpredictable. They don't know what he's gonna say. That's why he doesn't get to go do those things. And well, he's I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it was basically yeah, I didn't get this job because I sucked at football and my daddy helped me get it. I was like, okay. Talked about how The Rock used to be a Hollywood star. I was like, all right, we're going for all of it. Um, Goes after Pat Mac or McAfee. Goes after Pat McAfee. And then the real core of the promo, he went after TKO. Was like, hey, lower the damn ticket prices.
Allegedly, people are saying, can't believe everything you see on the internet, that maybe some of the things Punk was said was outlined, but some of the stuff was real, in quote unquote real, from CM Punk in terms of like what he was saying. Because
Yeah, that's why the video cuts out before the ticket price line.
yeah, they uploaded on like Twitter or something, and that was like the one line that was cut. Now, was that because of the social media team doing it out of precaution, or they were told from higher ups to cut that out? I don't know. But I mean, obviously very similar from the original Pipe Bomb, where he is saying things that normally you do not see on regular television. He was granted permission to kind of say those things, but obviously maybe he takes some
Yeah.
liberties and
Oh,
some
the
freedoms and goes off the rails.
the Vince line, yeah. He said, because I never. What did he say? Like he never like But see, he never conformed and followed rules, and you got to where you are because you were willing to eat dog food for a weird old man. It's like, okay, yeah,
Man, that was a weird time. Remember, a big dog at mascot came out with Baron
bro,
Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. I mean,
bro. We were
20,
there.
was that 2019? What a real
2019, we
time.
watched Carmella become the 24/7 champion. I don't want to hear anything.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, AEW was brand spanking new. Oh God, what a time! What a time! Any more thoughts on the Punk present day pipe bomb?
I mean, it's very entertaining. It's stirred up a lot of controversy. It's kind of one of those 4D chess things of like, oh my God, CM Punk is such a rebellious person of saying this, but he's actually still under the mega corporation who's allowing
Yeah,
him to say this. So is he really that rebellious if he's still with the corporation? That's
yeah.
just the way the tangled web my brain weaves with things like this.
He also talked about how he filmed multiple things and was here all the time. Roman Reigns isn't here yet again. Now, Roman said he's at home being a good husband and dad, but that's basically Punk saying, "Yeah, okay, yeah."
Both back under one roof next week in Sacramento.
Yes, in Sacramento, NorCal, get active. Bay Area this Friday night. Go Friday tomorrow. Yeah, Friday. Drew McIntyre, San Jose, Cricket Wireless, Fireball. Yeah, man, it's going down here in the Bay.
Hell, you might see Jacob Fatu because it's on site with him and Drew, so you never know.
Yeah, because he's all gas, no brakes with it. Yada da mean.
Ye.
Yeah. Ski. On mamas, man. On my mamas, man. Oba and Brock brawl yet again going through the table.
They advertised as a contract signing. I didn't see any contract being signed.
Because they started fighting.
Also, whose idea was that to just put them together right next to each other? Did the, did they think they were going to actually sign the contract? Who was playing in this?
I saw Triple H was there for emotional support.
Yeah, Triple H got his own entrance, and he had the game entrance, not the King of Kings entrance, so you knew it was serious.
I thought the King of Kings entrance was always the serious one. Behold the king.
But I
The
feel like
king.
I feel like the King of Kings one is kind of played out now because he just always would come back to that. But then now we got the game
No,
one.
he didn't come out to that often.
Well, yeah, I feel like he always comes out to that now.
Oh, now okay. He's done it more recently than when he was an active wrestler. Yeah, but I always loved the King of Kings one. That was another one of my favorite. Motorhead, man, they're just great. Oh, R.I.P. Lemmy, man.
Oben Brock has, I think, by far been the best build this
Simple,
WrestleMania,
it's
and
simple.
it's been the simplest. It is just too big. It's the big meaty men slapping meat. You want to see
All
them get in it, and it's going to be a hell of a time.
as Booker T would say, no bread, no water, just meat, man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Seth Rollins vows to stomp Gunther. So Seth Rollins on his John Wick ish. I dig it. No mask men. We're just doing this.
Yeah, I think this is just kind of it'll be a good match. And injury wise, with Braun Breaker, we couldn't stick to him being there for WrestleMania, so we're just gonna pivot to Gunther. Gunther talked with Paul Heyman backstage and said it was nothing personal, but maybe there was going to be another favor. Didn't exactly pan out for Paul Heyman last time he had to do a favor. People are maybe thinking that this could lead to this could lead to the Gunther Brock Lesnar retirement match at SummerSlam in Minnesota. I don't know, but um, yeah, this just seems like it's a match for the sake of a match. They're going to kind of try to build a story around it.
I mean, I think I think it's simple. Well, Seth Rollins admitted he laid out the plan for Oba to go after Brock, so there was that. Gunther comes to attack Seth. Seth quickly gets out of the choke, reverses it, goes for the stomp, and then they just kind of brawl with each other a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, they got in it a little bit. Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of thrown together a little bit, so it's kind of hard to like really get into this. And as long as Seth is healthy and they're motivating given time, have no doubt this match is going to be very good.
Yeah. Stephanie Vaquer blindsides Liv Morgan, attacked her from behind. Her head collided with Roxanne Perez's. Have you seen the ginormous bump on Liv Morgan's head?
Yeah, I mean they were you watching this live, like the sound it made of them two colliding, it was a nasty thud. And yeah, watch the videos. Even Liv and Raquel were at a Spurs game, at a basketball game today, and you could still see like the swelling and the bruise on Liv's face. So
My God, no, Jesus. Rey Mysterio returns on Raw. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. He will be in the Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania. I think this is like his 15th WrestleMania or something I read.
I mean, he's been around since 20, no, 19.
19,
19.
19, 19 was his first one.
Yep, 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 yep.
His first big pay-per-view was what, SummerSlam 2002 with Angle? Yeah. Jade Cargill beats down Io Sky. Riho defeats the baddies, and then the baddies hold back on Rhea Ripley as Io Sky gets beaten with a kendo stick and then gets hit with Jaded.
Yeah, I mean, simple stuff. Kind of having it sucks that Io is kind of a pawn in this storyline right now. I thought maybe we are going to get Io and Asuka. We still might get Io and Asuka at WrestleMania, but kind of
We
sucks.
better get Io and Asuka at WrestleMania.
We better. Io needs to be doing something because the year she had last year, I don't like the participation trophies, but I feel like Io should be on the card somewhere. But yeah, once again, simple stuff. Beat down the babyface's friend, and so she has another reason to vow revenge.
Yep, ISHO Speed will be teaming with Logan Paul and uh Austin Theory of the Vision, taking on LA Knight, and the Usos 6-man tag at WrestleMania. Trios. A lot of trios going on at WrestleMania.
Yeah, just the theme of this WrestleMania is getting celebrities on the show. I wonder because I feel like for night two, I think they have to do Oba and Brock as the opening match because I think that's gonna get the most eyeballs and be like, okay, this is like a big deal. I feel like maybe this one will also be the opening one.
You saved that for the second match of that hour. Like, damn, of that I gotta see what's happening next. Let me order this thing. See what I'm saying?
What's the second? What's the other one for that one? That's the ladder. I mean, I just feel like the sports fan is like, oh, Brock. Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar. I remember. He's
I
still
see what you're saying.
wrestling.
Yeah.
He's still doing that. Okay. Oh, this Obafemi guy, that dude, he's bigger than Brock Lesnar. So I feel like just trying to grab the casual sports fan. I think and then you have them stick around. Maybe they leave the TV on, and you have the flippy doos and the car crash of the ladder match can maybe hold them, and maybe I don't know. On Wikipedia it has Jade and Rhea up third. Maybe you try to get the Horn Dogs or whatever to get them to buy the show with Rhea Ripley and Jade. I'm just saying.
Makes sense. But yeah, that's it for Raw. AEW, the TNT title got vacated again.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, what's been vacated more, the WCW Championship or the TNT title? Because goddamn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kyle Fletcher has been knocked down with a meniscus, a knee injury. So he is out for a substantial amount of time. I don't know how long it's going to be, but he had to vacate that joint. And it's going to be a casino battle royal, casino gauntlet match. That's the one where anyone can get pinned anytime. And that'll be determined at Dynasty, which is this Sunday. I kind of keep forgetting that show is right around the corner before WrestleMania. We get Willow and Queen Aminata TBS title match. Good match. Willow wins. Nice to see Queen Aminata back. She's been gone for quite a long time. Speaking of a long time, Jericho is back. He cut a promo, and he was just full-blown babyface. Well, with Jericho, you always maybe feel like the other shoe's going to drop, but...
Do you know what happens?
What happens?
Do you know what happens?
What?
That was a part of his promo. I'm just throwing out some lines from the promo.
Yeah, Jericho did great hits. He was just straight-laced babyface talking about he wants to be, part of AEW, build up the company, blah, blah, blah. Ricochet comes out, and Ricochet and Jericho will have a match on Dynasty, and Jericho put Ricochet on the list. So, big
Bro,
pop.
if that had happened in WWE, would the pop have been bigger?
Probably. If these two exact people were in the ring and Jericho was doing it, it probably would have got a bigger pop because we know those WWE fans love their gimmicks.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I haven't heard the list thing in almost 10 years. So it was great, but I was just like, oh man, just needed more.
Uh, we had a backstage segment with the Callis family. Allegedly, it was going to be Proto Shida, which is Cal Fletcher, and Konosuke Takeshita taking on the Young Bucks at Dynasty. But instead, it's going to be Takeshita and Okada taking on the Young Bucks at Dynasty. But we are finally getting the Okada Takeshita match at Double or Nothing. We've been waiting on this forever. We're finally getting it. They're making it seem like it's a friendly match. Probably some angle is going to take place at Dynasty to kind of blow it up and maybe make them really not like each other. Maybe the title will be on the line. So finally, after months and years of anticipation, we're finally getting that match. Main event was United Empire taking on the Death Riders. Before the show started, really, United Empire, as we just said, Callum Newman, Will Ospreay, even Alex Windsor was there, and Hanare and everyone else was involved, and they brought the Death Riders come back in the main event. United Empire actually beat the Death Riders, which was interesting. Callum Newman and Will Ospreay kind of double pinned uh, John Moxley. So we'll have to see what that means. And then finally, we had a Kenny Omega promo. He just stood there, middle of the ring, full three-piece suit. Never really see Kenny Omega looking that spiffy before. And he just stood there, middle of the ring, talked about his journey. Another thing, I talked last week how I hate how they're making Kenny seem like he was going to die if he wrestled. They kind of covered that with an interview with Doc Sampson. He said it was just MJF being over the top. He wasn't. That's not real. Kenny Omega's fine. He's not going to die. And I thought that was great. But yeah, Kenny cut a very impassioned promo saying why he needs to win, why he wants to take the title away from MJF, what it means for him, AEW legacy, blah blah blah. MJF comes out, he does his normal shtick of being a dickhead to Kenny Omega, and they got a little physical at the end. It was perfect. It was just very straightforward. Honestly, maybe Kenny Omega's best babyface promo of all time. Maybe Kenny Omega's best promo of all time. I just thought it was.
Really?
It's
That's where we're
I'm gonna be
going.
on. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of a low bar. Let's be honest. But he stood there. It was a little meandering there in the middle, but I think he landed the plane quite nicely.
That's where we're going,
Once again, I don't know if the list
bro.
is very long.
You know what? Hold on. Kenny Omega tremendous in the ring, correct?
Yes, sir.
I saw somebody make this comparison, bro, and I've been meaning to talk about this for months. It just popped into my brain now. Is Kenny Omega present day Bret Hart? In the sense of, the matches will always be like Kenny Omega's never had a bad match. The same with Bret. Bret never had a bad match. But then the one thing that, I mean, sure, all the success that Kenny had, Bret had a lot of success, but the promo game.
I would argue Bret Hart is an underrated talker slash character,
No, yes, absolutely. Like
but then Kenny Omega's a better wrestler, so I think it evens out a little bit. So I would probably say that's a good comparison. I was trying to think of who's maybe more of a Bret Hart type, but
yeah,
it
no,
is kind of hard because, like, especially like in this day and age, there's a lot of really good wrestlers and maybe not the best of talkers. But I mean, I honestly, Daniel Bryan, Brian Danielson, kind of.
no, he was a great promo.
I don't know about great, but then I also say like I just said, I think Bret Hart's underrated as a character because
What
Bret
about like his personality or
is kind of the whole thing. I don't know.
let's see. Yeah, Dynasty, yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, so far 9 matches announced, so not too long, I guess. Alex Windsor and Marina Shafir are going to wrestle in the pre-show. Good for them. Tag title match, FTR and Cope and Cage. Could go either way. I think we are at the end of the day going to get a triple threat match, triple threat ladder match with the Young Bucks involved. So I could see Cope and Cage winning just so then FTR has a reason for a rematch. And then Cope and Cage said that they wanted to give the Young Bucks a shot. So that turns into a trios match. Moxley and Ospreay for the Continental Championship. That one kind of throws a wrench into it because if it was a non-title match, I would assume Ospreay would win. but I don't think they're gonna give the Continental title to Osprey. And like I said, Moxley just lost on Dynamite, so I kind of lean Moxley winning here, and that kind of leads into maybe Osprey taking a little bit of stuff back, but then he gets into the Owen, and then he wins that, and then goes on to All In to wrestle for the championship. Darby Allin Andrade. If Allin wins, he gets a future world title match. Good promo from Darby on Dynamite this week, just kind of talking about how he's maybe scared to win the big one, but he needs to win. He needs to go after the championship to know if he can do it or not. Interesting. I mean, Darby and MJF is kind of a ready-made feud, so that would make sense. But then Andrade just kind of being thrown in there as fodder is something that I kind of maybe could be a red herring. If Andrade wins, maybe he demands a title match. But I think Darby just wins that, and we get MJF and Darby at. Well, I think it depends who wins the world championship. Because I think if Andrade wins, maybe Kenny does win. But if Darby wins, maybe MJF wins. Just saying. Tekla Jamie Hayter, women's world title. I think Tekla just kind of wins that. Casino Gauntlet match for the TNT title. Tommaso Ciampa is the only. Well, Tommaso Ciampa, and then probably Roosh, I think, because they're gonna have another match on Collision, but that's kind of hard to determine. Young Bucks and Don Callis family, which is Okada and Takeshita tag title, or just regular tag match. Like I said, I think Bucks are probably gonna win because Takeshita and Okada are gonna blow up. Jericho and Ricochet in a regular match. Probably Jericho wins to build him up and get him going, but I mean Ricochet is a little bit of a protective figure, so maybe he wins and Jericho kind of shows that he's willing to do the job, quote unquote. And then main event, MJF and Kenny Omega. Excited for this one. Should be a very good match. Honestly, I'm not. I can talk myself into Kenny Omega winning. I thought the promo was good. He's building up something. If you look, I think if you're looking at All In and the coronation of Will Ospreay, what would be bigger? MJF holding the title for a little bit, or like the mega dream match of which we've already seen, so it's not exactly a dream match, but you know what I'm saying. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in Wembley Stadium, that could be fantastic. So maybe that's just me being a wrestling nerd, talking myself into Kenny winning the title, but I do not think it's a foregone conclusion similar to what it was at Revolution, where I thought it was kind of obvious that MJF was going to beat Hangman Page. So question marks for the main event, which is always fun. And that's Dynasty. I don't know what else. I mean, what are we doing? We're in Vancouver. Unfortunately, AEW is doing these stupid little Canadian tours. Yeah, I mean MJF, Kenny Omega should be a very good match. TNT, like, is there a thing for the gauntlet match?
All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Phil's
All
back
right.
good because I was definitely drowning. I was drowning there.
Yep. Did you see that Melon the Mafia took back Santo Demira?
Oh, that's so nice of them.
Yes, the AEW Three Kings trios titles they were debuted at the show, and the tournament ends in Las Vegas, Ninth Island 2.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back next week. It is the last stop on the bullet train to WrestleMania.